Hi, everybody. Welcome to Memoir Writer's Journey. I'm Kathy Pooler, and I'm very happy today to feature memoir author Cindi McVey in this interview about her lovely new memoir, To Live in Paradise, Dreams Found and Lost in the Heart of Africa. So welcome, Cindi. Why don't you hold up your book for us? Um,
Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for
yes.
having me. There's the
Okay.
cover.
Before we start the interview, I would like to mention that Cindi and I met through Leslie Browning, who is her publisher at Homebound Publications. And I would like to read the mission statement of Homebound Publications because I feel, after reading Cindi's memoir, that her memoir really resonates with this mission. It is the intention of those at Homebound to revive contemplative storytelling and introduce a new mythology that will directly aid mankind in the trials we face in the present. So, um, To Live in Paradise is a book I've read and I really enjoyed, and my reviews are on Goodreads, Amazon, Shelfari, and Library Things, and I highly recommend it. So let's get started, Cindi. To Live in Paradise is a very poignant memoir about your journey into the heart of Africa and how this journey transformed you. Um, at what point did you decide that you needed or wanted to tell this story?
Well, as I described in my book, there were a lot of times I was out in the wilderness or countryside by myself, often on horseback, and I would look around me and say in my mind, "Hey, everybody, you guys have got to see this." And I just wish that others could experience this with me, this beauty and sense of peace that I felt from being there. And it was only later that the idea of writing a book came to me, but that's kind of how it began, wanting to just share the experience of
Okay, all right. Well, as I was reading it, I really felt your connection to both the land and the people, and it was a powerful theme in your memoir. You use this technique of personifying Africa and Zimbabwe by referring to them as her. And when and how did you discover this connection?
it. Well, once again, when I was out by myself in this grand wilderness, it was like I didn't feel alone. I felt as though there was this great comforting presence around me, and it was like we were speaking to each other in a sense. And the presence did feel to me distinctly feminine, like a girlfriend or a big sister or an aunt or something. And this wilderness, so it had a soul, and it was more than an it felt like a she.
Yeah. Well, that really came across when I was reading it, and you use such vivid imagery to bring the country and its people alive on the page. Um, how were you able to capture these images in such rich detail?
Well, all of my descriptions come from a very heartfelt place. Um, and in some cases, like in the one particular scene that I can read for you, um, I'm sitting on my back patio and looking out to my yard, and it's my home. So it's very personal. It's also at a time in the book where we're moving and we're going to be leaving home and starting off in a new place, and so I'm feeling a little unsettled. And for instance, this particular passage, it's even more poignant looking out to the scenery around me, and knowing that I'm going to be away from it soon and it might be gone. But shall I read the
Yeah, go
passage?
ahead and read it.
Okay. A gentle rain had pattered down most of the day, but by early evening when I arrived home the sky had cleared to powder blue. I wandered out to the veranda where I could settle into the molded comfort of my woven grass chair, and feeling peaceful, watched a brawny sun dip towards the horizon, making the droplets on every leaf sparkle. While I breathed in the misted evening's intoxicating scent, I smiled to see my favorite birds, the dainty blue waxbills, delicately pick seeds from the bird feeder, until the rowdy masked weaver pushed his way in. Nearby, iridescent starlings shimmered blue, green, and purple as they hopped about on the lawn. Flocks of ribbon-tailed swallows swept high across the sky, while perky lizards darted about on the low brick wall in front of me. Even the trees seemed content, swaying to the subtle rhythm of the wind.
Mm. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Now, you did mention that you did use, you had a journal, right? That you kept?
I I did have a journal that I kept. It I had kept it for years, and I never thought it would be the start of a book, but it was very helpful later when I decided to go down that path.
Yes, you did capture the details and the richness of it all, and really brought me as a reader right there with you. It's really lovely. Um, so, who is your audience for this book?
When I wrote it, I did want to appeal to a broad audience, just because, as I say, while I was experiencing this, I wanted to just share it with so many people, and of course, nature lovers and people who are a bit adventurous, they would be drawn to my book. But I really wanted to, other people um, to be able to experience this as well, and so I did try to incorporate things that would captivate a range of readers, like a bit of action scenes, if you
Mhm.
could call it that, and also some themes that we can all relate to, like being young and having dreams that don't go exactly like planned.
Or finding the snake in the bedroom? Oh my. Yeah, I was
And
right
luckily,
there with you on that one.
yeah, that wasn't my bedroom, it was my friend's bedroom, but
Yeah, but it
close enough.
was very real, very real. You brought us right to it. What is the most important takeaway that you want your reader to that you want to convey to your reader?
Well, the main theme of the book is to give people an appreciation of wilderness and nature. And even though Africa's far away, I was hoping that they would feel a connection, and that it's part of our earth that's for all of us to enjoy.
Hmm.
And that to lose that, even though it's Africa and it's not our own backyard, but that's a loss for all of us. And maybe once you realize something's being taken away from you, it's only then that you can know that something needs to be done about it. And maybe each in our own small way, we can help to preserve our earth
Hmm.
together.
Which really ties into the mission statement at Homebounds. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Do you have any memoir writing tips you'd like to share with those of us that are writing our own memoir?
Yeah, I mean, maybe one tip that we'd always think about is I think, especially with memoir, the reader needs to connect with us on a personal level as the main character of the book. And um, if a lot of times we identify quite well with the memoirist. If there's someone who's a little different from, like, if a gentleman's reading my book, he needs to be able to have empathy for me, and have a connection. And I have read memoirs where the memoirist has made choices or caused hurts that I didn't agree with, which is what books are about. I mean, there's always conflict, and it's how the conflict's resolved. And I've read memoirs where they didn't sufficiently explain how they tried to rectify things or had regrets, and we just need to explain that well, so we don't lose the reader
Hmm.
interest in connecting with us.
Right. Very good. Well, those are excellent tips, and you certainly do accomplish that in this memoir. So I really advise everybody to get Cindy's memoir and read it, and be sure to review it too. That's the best way we can support one another.
Yeah, I'd
Um,
appreciate it.
yeah. Cindy, can you share how to order your memoir? And actually, the official launch date was Saturday, April 5th. Yeah.
It
So it
was.
is available.
Yeah, and it's always available from the publisher, Homebound Publications. But it is on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, both in paperback and their ebook forms of Kindle and Nook and other ebook forms. And if you want to buy it at your local bookstore, just head on down there. If they haven't got it on the shelf there, they can easily order it for you. So
Okay.
those are the options.
Yes, and we can find you at your blog, www.cindymcvey, CINDI McVey, MCVEY.com, and also Facebook, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Well, Cindy, I wish you the best. It's a wonderful memoir, and if anybody wants to join you on your journey into the heart of Africa, this is the book for them. So, best wishes. Keep us posted, and thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yes, and thanks to you, Kathy. I appreciate it.
And thank you all for joining us. The text of this interview is in the post, and there are links to ordering. Um, so, thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.